set up these clusters. In the last session, I think it was stopped abruptly. Sorry about that. Moving on to the next one, continuation of your last session. We were talking about in various ways wherein a cluster can be set up. The simplest of them is going to be standalone mode cluster, wherein you have two standalone servers, both of them probably in the single box or both of them in two different boxes. Now, a little complex setup is going to be a domain mode cluster. Again, here also the domain mode also, the servers can be on a single box or the servers can be on two different boxes or any number of boxes. Now, to make it easy, what I've done is I've simply given some model numbers to this one. So you will see here, model 1 is basically, our model 1 and 2 are of standalone type, model 3 and 4 are of domain type. Again, in model 1 you have single box, model 2 you have two boxes, model 3 one box again, model 4 two boxes. So 3 and 4 are related to domain mode. So this way it will be easy for us to refer to them and it will be easy to understand. Apart from these four models, we also have another fifth model which we will discuss at a later point of time. For now, these four are going to be sufficient. So we'll be talking about how to set up probably all these four models. Now, before we go on setting up these things, let's first look at each one of them in an independent fashion, and also let's see what are the startup scripts, what is the idea behind the model on how we're going to set up these things. So I'm going to go ahead with each one of these models, and whenever you're setting this, probably is the most important thing that we usually tend to forget. All clustered servers have to use HA profile, whether it's standalone or whether it's domain mode servers, they have to use HA profile. So only in the HA profile you have clustered related services like the G groups and infinite span. The regular profile does not have. Now, model 1 is this one, especially it's in a single box, two servers. So we have these two servers on a single box, that's model 1. Model 2 also is a single box. Sorry, model 2 is two boxes, but again standalone servers. Now if you see, if you go back here, this is model 1. Let's see how do we start it. Now when you start server 1, we're going to use the script standalone.sh -c. The configuration this time we are using is HA configuration or HA profile. This is very important. If you start the default way, the default standalone.xml does not have infinite span and J groups. So the servers will not be started at all. Then the remaining options you are seeing here are the basic things like your binding address, where your HTTP, AJP, HTTPS remote ports will be listening. Then -b management is for management related ports like the JBoss console and JBoss CLI. Now this will start the server in standalone mode on the box. Now if we want to start on the same box a different server, obviously all the ports will already be occupied. So we cannot simply use the same command again to start the second server. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up an offset value. Means all ports in the default configuration will be added with a number 100 and then they will start. That way, if you see here, you may have the port numbers like console port, console here you have 9990, then JBoss CLI port you have 9999, HTTP port you have 8080, AJP port you have 8009, Then HTTPS port, you have 84443. Then you have remote or RMI port 4337. Like that. I think 4337 or 4773. Just check it out. Now these are the default port numbers. Now obviously once you have started a server, all these ports are in use. You cannot start another server on the same set of ports. So what we do is, when we are starting the second server, we simply ask the ports in such a way that all the default numbers should be added with a value offset. So now for the second server, if you say, the console will be, in this case it's going to be 9990 plus 100. It's going to be, I'm not sure how much this number is. Let's say 9990. So it's going to be 0, 1, 0, 0, and 1090 plus 10, 10,000, 10,090. Yeah, I hope that's true. So go ahead with that one, assuming that's true. The same way, CLI port number is going to be 49 plus 100. Now we don't have to really do this calculation. The server itself will add everything and give it to you. In this case also, I think it's going to be, I'm not sure, just calculate it. HTTP is going to be 8080 plus 100. This is easy, 8180. HTTPS is going to be 8443 plus 100. It's going to be 8543. The same way, remote port is going to be, assuming this is 4773 plus 7 plus 100, it's going to be 4873, like that. So the general idea is just add the offset value and you have a new set of ports, and the server 2 is listening on the new set of ports. Alright, this is for model 1. In this case, both the servers are in the same box. So we're going to start the servers using this model. So let's go ahead and start our servers in model 1. So I'm going to go ahead and open that same file that just now we have saved so that we are aware of the ports. Model 1, let's go ahead here. This is what we are looking at. So let's go ahead and start our servers in a standalone mode, both the servers in the same box, and these two servers are going to be in a cluster. Now obviously the cluster requires that you have an Apache in front of it, which we're going to do at a later point of time. So let's get into JBoss ITP 101 cd jb1. This is our JBoss home. Now in the bin directory, let's go ahead and start the source. So start I think we did not start the servers in standalone. So standalone.sh is what we have. I'm going to write a script for this one. Vi start server1.sh. So this is going to be no hub dot slash standalone.sh one redirected to server1.log, to redirected to address of 1, run everything in the background. Save it, close it. I think here we need to add the -b stuff here. I forgot. We are actually running it in a clustered mode, right? So let's go ahead and set it up in cluster -c standalone -ha.xml. This file exists in the configuration directory. We don't have to really change anything. Now bind the regular ports, regular IP to 196, and then bind the management to 192.168.128.6 also. Now here we are not giving any port offset because that will be for the second server. So this is our first server. Start server 1. So here we have the server. Alright, so nohub standalone.sh. This is the configuration file they'll be using. This is the bind address, this is the management bind address, and then server log. Now let's go ahead and give the permissions. Start the server. Now we have the log file. Look at the log file, server1.log. Your server should be coming up on the ports that we have mentioned. You see this one? It's coming up on these IP ports. Otherwise, it would usually go on 127.0.0.1. So now your server 1 is up and running. You can actually see it by using your PSF new grep for Java. This is the standalone server that we have just now started.